What a time to be an American. One of the greatest times of my life to be an American. The MAGA king is fantastic this week. What do you got there, Phil?
What's going on, everybody? It's just like a whirlwind of chaos headlines with another Trump White House.
I would love to dive into the hilarity of the left being outraged over the Zelensky thing.
All right, let's talk about it.
It's absolutely magnificent. Magnificent.
The ridiculous show they put on. I love how Vance, who's been literally left in a back room for 5 weeks, now he's in front of a camera and he needs to appoint himself like, oh, look, forget about Elon. I'm here. I could speak too. That was the biggest pageantry I ever seen out of somebody in my entire life.
Kind of like parading a walking blowjob out to run for president. The border czar who never went to the border.
So
next topic.
So I guess Zelensky comes over in hopes of...
with a pre-done deal in place. Supposedly, they already discussed what they were supposed to be signing, and he, in typical fashion, just like he did with Biden, decides he needs more.
No. The reporting is that the things that they discussed that he was going to sign didn't make it into the document.
That I'm not hearing that at all.
Well,
I'm hearing in once again in the same fashion that he did under Biden, want more. It's not enough.
Why would he? It's not about wanting more. It's about why is he giving up mineral rights that we want without security guarantees?
Because we want to recoup some of our money.
That's fine, but then guarantee his security.
Well, let me ask you this, because who I keep hearing this this rhetoric about Trump is, in Putin's pocket. Yet under George Bush, Putin invaded Georgia. Bush administration did absolutely zero, nothing. No one complained. Under Obama, Putin took Crimea. No one complained. Under Biden's administration, Putin invaded Ukraine. Nobody complained, yet somehow Putin did absolutely nothing under Trump's last administration or this one, and Trump is his puppet. I would love for anybody to explain to me how that's possible.
I don't know if you remember this. I know you call yourself an American, but...
The fake dossier? Yeah, I remember that.
Let me give you a gentle reminder that Nazis are an enemy of America, and so are Russians. Okay?
Why? And under what grounds is Russia our enemy right now?
They've been our enemy almost throughout history, especially through your beloved Reagan administration.
Correct. But today's 2025. How is Russia our enemy today? How is Russia our enemy today?
They've been cyber attacking our government offices on a daily basis, 24 hours a day.
Well, that claim during the 2016 Trump running was proven did not happen at all.
No, not 2016 influencing Trump voters on social. About breaking into the security of our infrastructure, our electric companies,
and this was proven by who?
Happens every day. Talk to our CIA, talk to our State Department, talk to our FBI.
The FBI's all been fired.
Yeah, the
FBI's all been fired.
They got their 8 months vacation.
Correct.
So Russia is our enemy. I know you Republicans have seemed to have forgotten this.
I think people taking our money and then not doing anything with our money are our enemy. That's our enemy.
You don't think exposing and crippling the entire Russian army is money well spent?
He's not. He's crippling the Russian army. The Ukraine is.
Yes.
Not ever going to happen.
It's
not ever going to happen.
Do you know the casualties that Russia has had in this war?
There's 200 million people in the Soviet Union, or what was the Soviet Union in Russia. What's the population of Ukraine? They're snatching people off the street. Literally snatching.
And killing more Russians than Ukrainians are dying.
Yeah, the point is, because Putin's allowing it. At any minute, Putin just wipes them off the face of the earth, if he chooses to. If he chooses to, they go away.
If we choose to, we could do that to anybody else too. So that's like a hypothetical, ridiculous thing.
Well, that's like Bin Laden coming over here and killing whatever, blowing up a building and killing Americans, and us not wiping them off the face of the earth. Because Putin allows him to get away with certain things doesn't mean he's winning.
Putin's not allowing anything. Putin knows that if he steps over that boundary of nuclear weapons, he knows he is on this earth for another 30 minutes probably.
Putin is.
Yeah.
Who's going to defend the Ukraine?
Well,
Who?
the United States
France?
would have. The
Are they
United
throw
States would have
baguettes at
before
them?
we became absolutely puppet masters.
Oh, suddenly, wait, so now leftists suddenly are pro-war. Now they're pro-war. For the last year, we heard them crying about us supplying and providing Israel with help and how we're warmongers. Now we don't want to provide Ukraine with help, and suddenly they're pro-war. Which is it?
Where the about face, Trump comes out almost...
Well, wait, you didn't answer. Which is it? Are the Democrats pro-war or not?
Well, I think there's a line. So the line for a lot of Democrats with the Israeli war in Gaza is that it was clear that they already destroyed the whole place. And the way they were doing it, the bombardment of civilian casualties was just astronomical.
But that's all we heard was this is horrible. People are dying. This needs to end. Now people are dying. This is horrible. Trump's trying to end this. Just end it. You may have to give concessions. You can't beat Russia. You're not going to beat them. You're going to have to give concessions.
What concession is Russia giving?
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't in the meeting.
Yeah.
I'm saying, no, both sides. I'm saying you're going to have to give concessions
Russia's giving
to end
up
a war.
nothing because Trump came out and he basically parroted everything Russian state media has been saying and didn't basically do anything for Ukraine. He basically said to Ukraine, give them everything they want and that'll end the war. No shit. Oh, what a deal maker.
Yes, it will. It will end the war. You're not going to beat the Soviet Union. The Ukraine's not going to win. And if they want to keep trying, do it without us. Good luck with immediately last night, there were reports of the UK, we're going to have boots on the ground. 2 hours later, the president of France and the head of the UK make an announcement. The article was here on NBC News that they're going to propose something to President Trump. If you're putting boots on the ground, why do you need us? Because you're not capable of doing shit without the United States. With your 2 planes and your 1 boat, all of Europe couldn't fight Russia.
Listen,
all of Europe couldn't fight Russia.
You know what?
need the United States, period.
Russia
all of them need us.
When this started, okay, Putin said this was going to be a 24-hour fucking exercise for them. And now we're 3 years later.
4.
They've lost, I think it's 800,000 soldiers.
Yeah,
Russia.
how many has the Ukraine lost? I mean, these are people dying every day. Just end it.
I think
you're not going to win.
Less than half of the amount that Russia's lost, okay?
Yeah, but Russia is also 10 times the population of the Ukraine.
Yeah, so they can keep sheeping out people for years and years to get slaughtered like they did to the poor North Korean idiots that went over there.
So you think Russia's going to fold? That Ukraine's going to keep this up with European, which is a joke. What is France going to do? Throw baguettes at them? With European support and not the U.S., the Ukraine's going to win this? Somehow it's not winnable. There's no winning.
You need the U.S. support. We are the guiding democratic light in the world.
Then you need to, as they said in Superman, then if Zelensky is the son of Jor-El, he needs to kneel before Zod, which is Trump, and do it. You want our help? It's like a parent giving the kid money, lending a kid money for something.
Trump's not offering help. Trump's not offering help.
If you want our help, you'll do it our way.
What help is Trump offering?
What help is Trump offering? I don't know. Were you in the meeting?
Trump, all he does is talk in front of cameras. He has said nothing about how he's helping Trump. He has only basically parroted Putin's wishes.
So let me ask you this. In 4 years, they've been there now. What did Biden do to help? Because according to Zelensky, he never got the money that was sent to him. So what exactly did we do to help?
Zelensky said on Fox News right after the White House interview, they got
$71 billion. Where's the other $120 billion?
What are you talking about? He got $100 billion.
Yeah, and we sent supposedly $270 billion to Ukraine. Now they're saying, now I have articles here saying
these articles.
That this money is supposedly going back to, not the Ukraine, but to munitions manufacturers in the United States. If the Ukraine never got it and it came back to munitions manufacturers in the United States who are producing new weapons for us, and then we were supposed to give them our old weapons. There's a word for that. It's called money laundering. That's what it's called, money laundering. So that's our tax dollars that were being laundered through a sitting president's...
Congress approved a package that funded updating our stockpile of weapons and selling our old weapons. That's not money laundering.
But we didn't sell them. And he's claiming he never received them.
No, he's saying he received $65 million in actual ammunitions, and he received $35 million in actual dollars.
And there were $270 billion put aside. Where's the rest of the money?
Talk to your Congress and Pentagon about that. But he said everything's accounted for, could be triple checked. As far as everything they received, it is accounted for.
It's like the hilarity of 24 hours nonstop of listening to people on the left. Now suddenly everybody's got a blue and white thing on their social media. I stand with Ukraine. You fucking morons couldn't even find Ukraine on a map. You just stand against Trump. You don't stand with Ukraine. You didn't even stand for your own children. You lined them up like sheep because someone told you to and stuck poison in their arms. Suddenly you stand with Ukraine. You don't stand with Ukraine. You don't even know. You don't even know where Ukraine is. You just stand against Trump, not with Ukraine.
They get a deal immediately if Ukraine has any guarantee of security in the future. It gets done, but Trump is not giving him that because Putin doesn't want that.
Ukraine, as well as Russia, has broken their own guarantees over 30 times on each side. What guarantee?
Putin has.
So is the Ukraine. Look up the Minsk Act. It's been broken many times. Many times. Also, both sides. Both sides have done this. Both sides have done this. And it's not going to end. It's not going to end.
If you could say it repeatedly, but Putin has broken these acts. He's broken the peace treaties. He's broken everything. He's a lying piece of shit gangster. That's all he is.
And Zelensky is a midget fucking cokehead who has stolen our money.
He hasn't stolen our money.
He's stolen our money.
It's been the best money, dollar for dollar, we've spent in any war, probably in U.S. history.
Ever. We don't belong there.
In history.
Listen, that's going on in Europe. Let Europe handle it. They've all talked a mighty game in the last few days of how they're going to put boots on the ground and we'll take care of it. Within 12 hours, they said, well, we'll put a proposal together for President Trump, which tells me, you know what? Those weak pussies in Europe couldn't defend their own backyard. Meanwhile, the UK is talking shit about the United States. It's now a fucking Muslim country because they couldn't keep their own country safe. They're going to defend the Ukraine. Good luck. Zelensky needs to crawl back to Trump on his hands and knees, say, I'm sorry, Daddy, and I'll do whatever you want for your money.
For $100 billion, we have shown the world what a paper fucking tiger Russia is, and that nobody should ever be scared of them ever again.
But why is it our business? Let Europe foot the bill. Let Europe foot the bill.
You think Russia's going to stop there? It's our business because, like Trump says, we have military bases right outside of Russia that we need kept safe.
So
and
does
guess
Europe.
What?
Why
they
are
take
they not
over
defending
Ukraine?
them?
Guess what's next?
So what you're saying is you're admitting the United States defends the world because Europe are pussies who can't defend themselves.
Sure. I'll give you that. Sure.
Okay. Well,
we've always been.
But we're tired of it now. We're done. At our expense. At our expense. We're tired of spending our tax dollars on wars that will never be won. We're never going to be won.
We've never spent better money.
We've spent better money yesterday at 7-Eleven than backing Zelensky.
Speaking of hand puppets for Putin, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, known alcoholic.
You mean like every member of Congress?
He halted the offensive cyber operations against Russia for our cyber terrorist. So basically, again, another win for Putin in the Trump White House, where we are done trying to cyber attack Russia, and we'll just take it on. We'll just play defense.
I would much rather do business with the Soviet Union any day of the week than with the Ukraine. There's way more money in it for us.
Do you know what happens to businesses that do business in Russia?
Yeah, they win.
They get taken over by the government.
Well, we're not getting taken over by Russia, so we don't have to worry
we
about
are
that.
Right now. We're getting bitch.
Let me ask you, what does the Ukraine have that can help the U.S. in any way?
Clearly, minerals.
That's it. We have our own.
Is that not enough? We don't have those, obviously.
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. Let Europe have those minerals. Let them have it.
Like somebody who could use a few minerals.
No, spoken like somebody who is trying to sell like all leftists do. They are loving that Trump told Zelensky to go fuck himself so they can continue to sell the Russia bullshit propaganda. That's all it is.
So you
is
think
propaganda.
Russia should be is our friend and we're totally cool?
No, I don't think we're friends with either of them. Since when all of a sudden the Ukraine are our buddies? They're not our buddies.
So then why are we so one-sided now?
What do you mean one-sided?
Trump's policy on this is everything Russia wants.
He came to the White House, insulted us, said our sons and daughters.
Us?
He said our waters would not be safe. Well, it might be right now, but they won't be for long.
It's true. He's right. Why is he insulting us by talking truth?
Who's going to invade our waters? That sounds like a threat to me.
It's factual. That's what it's talking.
By who? By the country with one boat?
Yeah, Russia. You think they have one boat?
Yeah, and Ukraine has what? 2 paddle borders?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to make their way over.
Yeah.
Please,
real smart.
Please. All we hear is Russia. Now the leftists are all, I stand with Ukraine. You don't even stand with your own fucking children. Please. The biggest hypocrites the earth has ever known are Democrats. No one, they're not fucking mad. They're not mad. The only people on the entire planet that pretend to be mad over Trump telling Zelensky to go fuck himself are leftists. No one else cares. They're still mad that we told them to go fuck themselves on November 6th. Nothing that the left cares about does anyone give a fuck about. It doesn't matter. No one cares. He said no, that's it. Let Europe defend him. That's it. We'll see how well that plays out for him. Let Europe defend them. They're all tough guys who all gathered around Zelensky yesterday.
It's like Republicans have never read any history, and it's like they have no foresight into what these repercussions are going to be.
Foresight? Like which bathroom to use?
Yeah.
We know. Look what happened when we let leftists run the country. Grown men with chest hair were winning Olympic sports and women's sports. We know. We know what happened.
That's such a big problem. You know how many, what percentage of athletes that affects?
Only leftists want to cater to the 1% of the population.
Yeah.
I'll worry about the 67% of the population.
Speaking of the 1% of the population, Donald Trump has proposed introducing a gold card visa, offering a pathway to U.S. citizenship for a $5 million fee.
There you go. I'm all for it. How much can that raise altogether? Can we raise $1 trillion doing that to pay down our debt?
He said it because he can't do math because he's fucking so stupid I can't even handle it. But
he's so stupid, but yet you guys voted for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I'd prefer
he wins elections. That's what he does.
Half of them.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about
2/3?
What do you think about the buy-in, the $5 million visa buy-in?
I'm for it. Only if there's a certain number met. It's got to be like a couple of million people to do it. And that money goes towards our national debt.
He says rich people coming here will help our economy with, the economic impact and the taxes. But
they will.
When do rich people pay taxes?
But it will help, as opposed to, so wait, what's the solution? More poor people coming here that the left hasn't personally housed any of them?
I'm not saying poor people, but, it's just America for sale. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not too passionate.
I think if there's a number met, if there's like we'll do this if we get, 10 million people or something like that to do it, where the number is astronomical that we couldn't possibly say no.
Well,
did you hear about this? So apparently they're looking into that USAID now. Today there was a congressional subcommittee hearing on that some funds, not directly from USAID, but some of the funds that USAID paid to foreign countries ended up going towards terrorist organizations. That money ended up finding its way to terrorist organizations. That's why I'm 100% against us giving foreign governments our money. Once that money is out of our hands and in their palms, we have, once again, no way of knowing where our tax dollars are being spent. Just like in the Ukraine, just like where is our fucking money? Where's our money? Oh, in the hands of terrorists that killed Americans? You know, with our tax dollars, we're paying for our own people to be murdered. Do away with all of U.S. aid. All of it.
Well, you know, it's funny. You just reminded me of when, remember, like it was a year or two ago when people closest to Putin were falling out of windows. Like every week they're being assassinated.
Yeah. Those were the same people that talked about the Clintons. They all ended up dead.
But, and how they assassinated that journalist. Oh, and not on Russian soil. They killed him in Europe.
Yeah. But I'm laughing too. This morning, Trudeau, who is the disgraced Prime Minister of Canada, who stepped down, who resigned as soon as Trump took office, talking about posting things on his social media about how Canada has your back. And I'm looking at these statistics laughing. He says, you know, you'll have Canada's full support in all of the power of our military. With their 6 aerial tankers they have, their attack helicopters, 0. To the U.S. is 12,000. To their attack aircraft, the U.S. has 9,000. Canada has 0. 0. You'll have all of our full support. What are they going to do? Give them maple syrup? I love these, like, fucking countries talking shit about America. Like, just kneel before Zod, say thank you, Daddy, and do what the fuck we tell you, and that's it. That's it. Do what America tells you. Europe can fucking blow me. All of them. I'm so happy. I applaud Hungary today. Hungary that bowed out of the NATO thing today, too. That's another thing. This whole NATO bullshit, like, why is America, the U.S.
You've upset the dogs.
The U.S. has paid more than 3 times into NATO what every other member of NATO has paid combined. Every country combined, we've paid 3 times that. Why? Why are we the fucking world police? Monitor your own shit. Spend money in your own fucking country.
Because it's in our interest to make sure that democratic countries are in the majority of the world.
100%. But then keep your mouth shut. Don't talk shit about us while we defend you. It was like that movie with Jack Nicholson where he said, you can't handle the truth. Don't complain about the blanket of freedom I provide you while you're sleeping at night, and then, you know, complain about the manner in which I fucking provide it.
Is that
just keep your mouth shut.
Is that the character that was sentenced to prison at the end of the movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just to clarify.
By the same scum who took his shit for free and slept like babies.
Just to clarify.
You know, yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. Like, all of a sudden, it's not one of these countries ever before said they stand with Ukraine. It's all standing against Trump. And no matter, you can stand against them all you want. We'll win. We have all the money, all the weapons.
America has been with Ukraine for 3 years, including senators, Republican senators. All the funding has been bipartisan, first of all. Secondly, Lindsey Graham fucking 2 weeks ago sat next to Zelensky praising him, saying what a great partner he is. I wish we had more partners in war like this. Not a single American on the ground, how great this is. Then 2 weeks go by, and now he's trashing Zelensky.
Right,
because
you don't bash the American president. And
he didn't bash the American president.
He did. He talked like an asshole to him and our vice president.
He did not.
And try a suit. Try a suit. You're a diplomat. Try a suit.
Why don't you talk to Elon Musk about trying a fucking suit?
He's not here asking Trump for anything.
What about our presidents who have not been in suits during time of war?
What time of war and what president was there?
Show me a president photographed in
where in the Oval Office, conducting business in the Oval Office.
Well,
like, you fly to the country that's supporting your entire nation. Your entire
he's
country.
In war. You want him to wear a business suit?
He's in war. He's in Miami in the mansion that we paid for.
Would you stop?
He's coming from Miami in the mansion we paid for with his fucking
thing,
2 pounds of blow.
He's been in literally a war zone, and you're worried about what he's fucking wearing?
Yeah, like, have some respect.
You have Elon Musk in a T-shirt and baseball hat. You have Donald Trump the other day hawking baseball hats
Yes.
on the Resolute desk.
Yes.
We
yes.
were red hats.
Show some respect.
Trump was right about everything, is hawking them out. Oh, these are for sale. Oh, this fucking asshole. So I don't want to hear a single thing about respect and dress code.
Well, then he gets nothing. You'll do it our way or you'll get nothing. It's that simple.
It's like you need the pageant. It's so funny. You guys need the pageantry of everything.
He's the boss. He's the boss, and he said so. That's
He's
why.
a fucking asshole. Speaking of
wins.
asshole moves,
He wins.
the Trump administration,
Try winning an election.
to assume control over the White House press pool, has kicked the AP out of the Oval Office and certain White House press briefings because, in their reporting, they are still using Gulf of Mexico as that's what it's called to the rest of the world.
Just not in America. It's Gulf of America.
I heard a funny take on this topic. It's so funny how you guys cry about keeping your birth name and your birth sex. And now that the Gulf of Mexico is identifying as the Gulf of America, you guys are real torn up about its new name.
But this coming from the people who had to adjust pancake syrup. We get it. We get it. The same people who are confused by bathrooms and want birthing unit put on birth certificates. Yeah, birthing unit.
So
and how dare a hospital declare a child's sex without his permission? That's the left in a nutshell.
This is a big topic I wanted to talk about. So the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which we've talked in the past couple episodes, just terrorizing the entire way our government works.
Thank God. Our government doesn't work. That's why we're in such debt.
They got they put up a website with a wall of receipts, basically, of all the savings they have found us. And they claimed it was like tens of billions of dollars.
Which it is.
Then some reporters actually looked into it and found out that $8 billion of savings that they claimed was actually $8 million. 1.9 billion Treasury Department savings.
Which reporter, and more importantly, which news company do they work for?
This was, I think, a lot of did it, but I think NBC really broke this stuff. But
I haven't seen one thing about that yet.
But basically, the reporting came out of the actual savings, which was a fraction of what the website claimed. And guess what? The website, all those numbers came right down because they found out they were fact-checked.
Only people on the left are against hammering our government about our money.
No,
the same people who are willing to give it to people who aren't even from here don't want people who paid into it to get it back.
Wouldn't you be pissed if you told, hey, if you tear down this thing, it'll save you $100 billion. And then a month later, you tear it down, you go through the trouble of all that, and then you found out it saved you $10.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you paid your whole life into Social Security?
When I'm working, yeah.
Okay, and then if it's not there when you retire, what about that? The same people that told you, when you retire, you're going to have your Social Security, and it's not going to be there for another 15 years.
Do you know the party that's been cutting Social Security, trying to?
Yeah.
It's Republicans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let them expose it all. I don't give a fuck who goes to jail. I don't care what side it's from. Give us back our money. Give us back our money.
So
and Musk said something about, proposing, or that he wants to talk to the president about possibly ending property taxes in the United States, that you've paid your property taxes when you bought the property. There should be no reason that you continue to pay it year in and year out. Although I'm positive there'll be people on the left out picketing that, no, we want to raise our property taxes because Musk said it.
That's silly.
But Governor DeSantis just proposed it yesterday at his, or 2 days ago at his town hall meeting that he does once every couple of months, that he is proposing a bill to end all property taxes in Florida. The same thing. It's another thing. Why I couldn't applaud him enough if Musk can get the president's ear and somehow Congress can pass that.
Where does the money come from for water, sewer, roads, schools, and stuff?
Well, of course, that would have to be worked out. Maybe a portion, maybe half of it, maybe even like seniors. Why are people that know your school taxes are like 70% of your taxes? Why are people that no longer have children in the school district paying school taxes? Should end. When your kids are not in school anymore, you shouldn't have to pay for that school any longer. We're the most overtaxed country on the planet. You pay taxes to buy the property, then pay the same tax on that property every single year. You bought a piece of land for $300,000 and end up paying $26 million by the time you're 80 in property taxes. It's insane. It's insane. If he can pull that off, he should get on Mount Rushmore, Elon Musk.
It's the problem is, well, we do need to pay for things. I'm all for lowering taxes, but just like these Doge savings that he's in charge of that were a complete fucking fantasy.
Not a complete fantasy.
This.
Billions of dollars. We're going to save billions of dollars. Billions.
So far, it's only equated to millions.
It'll be billions. Here's another thing. $1.4 trillion pledged to the United States in Trump's first month in office. Less than $700 billion pledged to Biden in 4 years in office.
What do you mean pledged?
Pledged from other countries. Apple just pledged $500 billion to the United States that they're going to start making their products in the United States over the next 4 years.
You do know that, I love that you brought that up. You know that deal was announced under Biden, and now it's just actually taking place.
Okay, and how about Taiwan today? $100 billion to make their computer chips here in the United States. How about today, Honda said they will start reopening the plants in Indiana and not making them overseas. They'll put U.S. car workers back. $1.4 trillion pledged to the U.S. in 1 month.
Thank you, Biden.
Thank you, President Trump.
Thank you, Biden.
People want to do business with him.
You know, that's the thing that gets twisted with the news. Like, because when Apple announced it was 400, I forget, billion, was it?
Yesterday it was a little over 500 billion, I believe.
Like, they announced that years ago under Biden, and now I guess they're
never did it.
They're ready to break ground on it, so Trump takes the credit for it.
No, well, go online. Apple says they're pledging it to the Trump administration.
Because they want the press release too. Yeah, of course you want.
Well, how come they didn't release it under Biden?
They did.
No, but why didn't they release the money under Biden?
No, they didn't get, again, they announced it, and then now we're getting to it. Like, I'm going to get a new roof on this house. I'm announcing it. And then when it happens, I'm going to announce it again.
No, but they're announcing that all 500 or whatever it was, 500 and change billion will be paid out over the next 4 years or dumped into our economy.
It's
if it happens, that'll be great. But there's also Meta, whatever his name is, Schmuckerberg. He pledged, I think, 200 billion over the next 4 years, he was 100 billion over 4 years. All of these companies are pledging money. They said in 1 month, he's doubled what was pledged to Biden in 4 years. You can't lie about those numbers. Don't make themselves up. People want to do business with him. They want to do business.
They want to flatter him so they could get their tax laws written and not get the government control of AI. That's what
not
they want.
Have to pay 25 to 30% for doing business in our country. So bring the money back to our country. It's not a bad thing, no matter how you slice it. Bring the work and the money back to our country. I'm 100% for it. Thank you, President Trump.
All right, what else you got before we end this fucking debacle?
Join us next week when I'll be attacking teachers' overpaid salaries for working half a year and asking the age-old question, are children with cleft palates just milking it?
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Remember to watch, follow, subscribe, share. If the show grows, we'll continue to do this, and thank you again for listening.
And God bless America, and fuck Europe.
All righty then.
And that's it. Make sure you leave that last part in, and fuck Europe. Those